Good morning. I welcome you all for today's online celebrations of Bharat Parv. Bharat Parv is a festival organized by Ministry of Tourism, Government of India to celebrate culture and cuisines of different parts of India. In consonance with the direction of Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and keeping the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shesh Bharat in mind, we at IHM Shimla are going to demonstrate 4 popular dishes of Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh is a home to many indigenous tribes, and each tribe, the people living in the tribe, has its own culture, traditions, and the food preferences. The simplicity of the people and the food served is what make the Himachal dishes unique and sumptuous in nature. Today, we are going to demonstrate 4 popular dishes of Himachal Pradesh, 2 main course dishes, one Rajma Madra, one Sepu Vadi, one fermented bread that is Sindhu, and one dessert that is Bathu Ki Kheer. So let's start with the online demonstration or presentation of 4 popular Himachali dishes. The first dish for today is Madra. Madra is a curd and legume based dish that is quite popular in Himachali feast known as Dal. The Madra is famous in Chamba and Kamra district of Himachal Pradesh. Now let's check out the ingredient that will be used to make Rajma Madra. Desi ghee, Javitri, Long, Dalchini, Choti Ilaichi, Tezpatta, Saunf, red chili powder, turmeric, garam masala, salt, full fat curd and boiled rajma. Now let's start cooking. We'll take a heavy bottom kadhai or pan, put desi ghee, 2 or 3 spoons of desi ghee, let it melt. As soon as the desi ghee melts and heat up, we'll add the spices, basically the sweet spices those which we have already discussed. Oil or the ghee has heated up, we'll add 1 Javitri, 2 and 3 Long, 2-3 green cardamom, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 bay leaf, half teaspoon of fennel, powder spices, red chili powder, turmeric, garam masala. As soon as the powder spices or the whole spices splitter, we'll remove the pan from the gas and add full fat yogurt. Now we'll add beaten curd to it and continuously mix it. Main step important is that we have to continuously mix it, otherwise the curd will splitter. We are continuously stirring it for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, the curd will look like this. The ghee will separate and the curd will become slightly in a granule texture. Now the curd is ready. We'll add the rajma to it, the boiled rajma to it, and mix it. Cook it, simmer it for another 5 to 10 minutes, and after simmering for 5 or 7 minutes more, the dish will be ready. Before simmering, we have to check the seasoning. We have not added salt as of now. Now we will add salt to it and simmer it again for 5 to 7 minutes, and the dish will be ready. Now the dish is ready and we'll present the dish. We can serve Rajma Madra in a handi, as the brass utensils are quite popular in Himachal Pradesh. And we can garnish the dish with roasted kasuri methi. The dish is ready for the consumption with boiled rice. Sepu Vadi is a specialty from Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh. Sepu Vadi is a urad dal based dumpling which is cooked in curd and spinach gravy. The Sepu Vadi is served in all the festivals that is being celebrated in Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh. Now let's check out the ingredients used for Sepu Vadi. Desi ghee, or you can use mustard oil also, clove, cinnamon, mace, bay leaf, big cardamom, turmeric powder, salt, red chili powder, garam masala, full fat beaten curd, boiled spinach puree, and last but not the least, the vadi, Sepu Vadi. This Sepu Vadi is made from whole urad dal that has been soaked, grinded, beaten and fluffed so that air can be incorporated. Then we steamed it, cut it into pieces, cubes, and then fry it. So this pre-preparation has already been done. Now let's start the cooking. We'll take a heavy bottom kadai, add desi ghee to it. Again, we'll add 1 or 2 tablespoons of desi ghee. Now the desi ghee has heated up. Now we'll add 1 or 2 cloves, 1 stick of cinnamon, 1 mace, 2 black cardamom, 1 bay leaf, and we'll mix it. Now we'll add turmeric powder, red chili powder, garam masala, and salt. We'll combine it together. Now we will mix it and add curd to it. We have to cook the curd by continuously stirring it so that it doesn't get curd. We are stirring it for 15 to 20 minutes and the curd is now cooked. The oil is separated. Now we'll add the boiled spinach puree that we have already done. We'll mix it together and cook it for another 5 to 7 minutes because the spinach has already been cooked. Now we are cooking the gravy for 5 to 7 minutes and after 5 to 7 minutes it will look like this. At this stage, now we'll add the fried setu badi to the gravy that we have already prepared. Now we'll have to cook the setu badi and the gravy together for 10 minutes. That will be more appropriate time so that badi soaks all the moisture content and the flavor of the gravy. After cooking of 10 minutes, the dish will look like this. Slight fat that we have added will also come on the top and it is ready to be consumed and presented for. There is no particular garnish of the dish. The dish is ready to be consumed with boiled rice. Thank you so much. Setu is one of the most popular fermented bread that is served in Shimla and Kullu district of Himachal Pradesh. It is a sumptuous dish that has stuffing or filling of savory and sweet items consisting of poppy seeds, jaggery, onion and other ingredients. Now let's check out the ingredients that will be used to make setu. Superfine atta, yeast, khaskhas or poppy seeds, crushed jaggery, walnuts, red chili powder, salt, chopped onions. These ingredients will be used to make 2 types of sidus, one sweet sidu and one salted. The first step in making sidu is to make a fermented dough. For making a fermented dough, we'll be using superfine atta. We'll be adding yeast to it. For an half kg of superfine atta, we'll adding 2 heaps of dry yeast, lukewarm water. Keep it aside for at least 3 to 4 hours so that the dough gets properly fermented and we can make sidu out of it. Because of the paucity of times, as told earlier that it will take 4 to 5 hours for fermenting the dough, we have already kept the fermented dough. You can see how flexible it is. So we'll keep this aside and let's start the process of making the stuffing. The first step in making the stuffing is roasting of khaskhas or poppy seeds. So we'll take the pan, dry roast the poppy seeds and it will change the color. You can see the color is slightly off whitish, light brownish color. It will change the color to dark brown or blackish color. We are dry roasting the poppy seeds or the khaskhas and it has changed the color to slight blackish texture. It has splitter. We'll keep it aside and grind it to make a fine paste and it will resemble like this. Now we'll start making the stuffing for sidu, one salted and one sweet stuffing. So we'll keep 2 bowls. One bowl will make a salted stuffing, in the other bowl we'll make a sweet stuffing. First we'll make the salted stuffing. For that we'll add roasted, grinded poppy seeds, chopped onions, little bit of red chili powder and salt. We'll mix it together so that it resembles a one texture and it is properly mixed. All the ingredients are properly mixed. Now we'll make the second stuffing, that is sweet stuffing. We'll again put the roasted poppy seeds and jaggery. Here we have to take a note that the jaggery pieces should be very small. If we are using very big pieces, that will pierce our sidhu and the sidhu will burst open. Second thing we have to take note is that we have to put double the quantity of jaggery in comparison to the roasted poppy seeds that we have added. So we'll mix it together and combine it, and it will resemble a smooth texture just like this. Now the sweet texture is ready. It has more amount of jaggery and less amount of roasted poppy seeds. This mixture has more amount of roasted poppy seeds and less amount of other ingredient, that is onion. You can add walnut to it if you desire so, and the same walnut you can add in sweet stuffing also. Now we'll keep the steamer. It is ready, the water is boiling. We'll keep a pan over it. Apply some oil so that our sidhu doesn't get stick to the bottom. Spread the oil and we'll make the sidhu. As soon as the sidhu is made, we'll transfer it directly in the pan and steam it for 15 to 20 minutes depending upon the temperature or the atmospheric temperature. Now we start preparing the sidhu. We'll apply some oil on our palm so that the flour doesn't get stick on our hands. Take the flour ball, make an incision so that stuffing can go inside this. Using spoon, add some stuffing. Using your thumb and index finger, we have to close it and seal it. See, this is the way in which sidhu is closed, and we have to seal it. The size of sidhu can vary depending from place to place. There is no hard and fast rule regarding the size of the sidhu. Now sidhu is ready. Now we'll place the sidhu in the steamer, cover it and prepare one more sweet sidhu. Now we'll prepare a sweet sidhu. Again, apply some oil on your hands, on your palms. Take the dough, make an incision so that stuffing can go. With the help of a spoon, add the stuffings. You have to seal it tightly, otherwise because of the steam the jaggery will get melt and the jaggery will ooze out from the sidhu and it will not taste that better. Now we'll again place the sidhu. One more trick that you can use is that apply a duster on the lid and cover it so that the moisture doesn't fall on top of the sidhu. So we can keep it like this, or it will take approximately 20 minutes. Now our sidhu is ready. You can see that it has increased or doubled in the size. Now we'll cut it 4 parts. Now you can see jaggery is melted and everything is ready. Now we'll do the presentation part. The sidhu is usually consumed with clarified butter or desi ghee. We dip sidhu in clarified butter and desi ghee and it is served as a wholesome and sumptuous dish which doesn't require much of gravy items or dal or any other item, but that's not the hard and fast rule. We can easily consume it with the dal item also. For presenting the sidhu, we can also cut the sidhu in thin slices and present the same. But be careful not to press it, and the knife should be hard enough so that the stuffing doesn't come out of sidhu. So now you can present it in this way also. The dish is ready to be served and presented to the guest. The last dish of the day is Bathu ki kheer. Bathu is seeds of the wheat plant Chenopodium that is cultivated in Rajasthan and Himachal Pradesh. The plant is of red color. The seeds are extracted, which are dry roasted and cooked in milk. Now let us see the ingredients that are required for making Bathu ki kheer. Bathu, which belongs to the family similar to quinoa, jaggery water, milk, fennel powder, desi ghee and nuts. You can use kishmish or raisins, and or you can use walnuts also in this. Now we'll start preparing Bathu ki kheer. The first step is we'll dry roast the bathu. This is a red color plant. The seeds we get this from the red color plant are the bathu. So we'll dry roast it. We'll dry roast in a heavy bottom pan. The pan should be piping hot and we will add bathu to it. Because of the piping hot pan, the bathu will dry roast and change the color from light brownish color to whitish color. So you have to stir it continuously so that all the bathu pops up and the moisture that is present in bathu is evaporated. The bathu is quite nutritive in nature because that's why it is consumed in winter months, so that it gives warmth to our body which is required during the winter months. Now bathu is ready. All the bathu has been roasted. Now we'll add milk to it. Now after adding milk, we'll cook it for at least 15 minutes or so that the bathu is cooked from inside also. If you don't cook it for more time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, the core will get raw and it will get slightly burnt or raw flavor to it. Meantime it is getting cooked, we'll add some flavor. We'll add roasted fennel powder to it, with desi ghee, and mix it. To sweeten up the bathu ki kheer, we generally avoid using normal sugar. We use jaggery water to it, as jaggery is quite easily available in the winter months, and cook it further. We can also add some nuts to it, and we'll cook the bathu ki kheer for another 5 minutes or so. Bathu ki kheer is ready. Just you have to note one thing, that bathu absorbs the moisture content available, that is milk. So this will become thick over a period of time. So we can keep it rested, or we can serve it directly from the flame only. We'll transfer in the bowl and serve it. For garnish, we'll add a little bit of desi ghee and nuts to it. Some nuts, kishmish, and a spoon of desi ghee over the top. So now the dish is ready for consumption. Thank you so much.